Hey there everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Schwigget Show! Now on today's episode I'm going to be showing you my active cooling case for my Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. As you can see, it definitely has a pretty big fan on it. This video is going to be mainly for anybody that's new to the Raspberry Pi scene, kind of looking for ideas, maybe thinking building a custom case. So nonetheless, I'm going to start off with some numbers. So with a ambient temperature of about 27 degrees Celsius, when I'm sitting idle at the emulation station page, main title page, it sits at around 32 degrees Celsius. Playing games like PlayStation 1 and older games for like 4 or 5 hours, it will sit solid at 34 degrees Celsius. Playing more demanding games for long term, it will sit at 36 degrees Celsius, like games like Daggerfall. Yeah, it'll sit about 36 degrees Celsius. I ran a stress test on it, and 6 consecutive times, and it stabilized at right around 47 degrees Celsius. So it definitely works very well. Now, starting off, obviously, the fan. It's a 60 millimeter fan. GTS time I got for like 11-12 bucks on Amazon. 17 CFMs, 26 decibels. So it's a pretty quiet fan. Can't really hear it at all when I'm playing games. I went with this size because, as you can see, it covers a majority of the entire board. And actually, something that I wasn't expecting, with the airflow, it actually wraps the entire board with air, because I get air coming out the bottom over that heatsink on the GPU. So yeah, that worked out really cool. Other than that, I do have the fan pushing the air down onto the board. I just didn't want to choke the fan out. So, aside from the fan, I went with one of the 9-layer acrylic cases. And if you've never messed with one of those cases, each of the layers has like a bunch of plastic in the middle that covers up the board and restricts the airflow. So I went through and I gutted it down. I cut off all the plastic on the inside of the case that was getting in the way of the airflow. And then when I went around each side, and it came with like one slot cut out on the side, so I cut off a couple more layers to get better airflow. And I actually did that on every single side. Cut off a couple of layers here above the SD card. This side took off quite a bit of material. My focus. Yeah, took off quite a bit of material. And even on this side, in between the USB LAN ports, down at the bottom, you can see I cut out some of the plastic. So yeah, it gets air just pouring out every side, even the bottom. Works great. Yeah, I had to open that up on the bottom a little bit too. But other than that, the only thing I did slightly different is with the heat sinks. I actually doubled them up, and if you see there, I have a 5mm solid copper heatsink on the CPU, and then I have an aluminum heatsink on top of that copper heatsink. Same thing with the GPU. I got just one of those little copper shims with a aluminum heatsink on top of it. Sorry about the camera focus. But yeah, anybody just looking to know that may not know, copper soaks up heat a lot better than aluminum, but it doesn't disperse it as well. And vice versa. Aluminum doesn't soak up heat as well, but it disperses it a lot better. So just basically using that copper heatsink as a sponge to transfer it up to aluminum heatsink so the fan can get rid of it quicker. But yeah, just thought I'd share this with you guys, and hopefully somebody come across this, help them in their process of cooling their Raspberry Pi. Yeah, not a bad solution for about 25 bucks. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.